Hello guys, the editorial for 27th December, Wednesday. So this has more of economics articles and it's more of negative articles also. We usually don't discuss too many negative articles, but today's editorial is filled with such articles only. I'll show you the headlines first itself, like what are we discussing. Here it is politics, so we don't require. And this is this Gyanvapi mosque issue, same like Ram Mandir issue and all, the land dispute that we have discussed 2-3 times in editorial. You can simply search Gyanvapi in Vysh, you will get it. And here it's like the 2024 outlook, so they will tell like what are the events going on and what is the future looking like and all. It's a little more philosophical kind of thing, but still summary of some events will be there. Here inclusive growth, again, which can be asked in GS 1, 2, 3, any paper, but again it's very negative. Raghuram Rajan and all has told certain things and all. Then here women empowerment, again it's a negative article. Okay, all these articles are like kind of written by people who are not happy with the government of India, the present government of India, and just it will more look like a opposition speech. Okay, all the three will look like a kind of opposition speech, as if India is doing nothing. India is overall at the kind of failure stage. We will never surpass China. Everything is negative. Okay, here is again sports, Indian chess, and here Bihar local news. So as I told, all three are negative articles, but because we have to teach you, we will show you some definitions of gender budgeting and its past history and all, so that you get some information for your exam as well. Okay, and in case you have till now not given me the details, okay, then we will not be able to dispatch the free goodies for you. Pack 4 and Pack 5 students, no matter which year you prepared with us in the last 5 years, all of you will be getting this free of cost in your address. So come and WhatsApp me and give me this information. Okay, number is given here. And test series also. Next week, Jan 15th, the timetable is starting. 132-day study timetable, starting from scratch. You can like start with NCERT and basic books and all, and you will be able to still complete the syllabus through our PDF. Okay, test series PDF will be given on a proper schedule for the next 5 months, and you should be able to study it and score most of the marks which is required to clear the cutoff of prelims. Okay, so again, same WhatsApp number. Okay, 2025 also same WhatsApp number. You have a bigger plan. Okay, 575-day bigger plan is there. Current affairs pack also, which many people have now this week came and enrolled, because maybe you think like you have already enrolled to some other programs and all, but current affairs alone you need from Vysh. That is also fine. Okay, so for that we have this package, 12 months of current affair test PDF. Again, every PDF will have 100 questions, so 12 months means 1200 MCQs plus hundreds of pages of notes are there also below the MCQs. Okay, so these things and all will help you clear the exams, no matter which exam you are giving in India. Current affair is mandatory for almost all of them, so come and contact. Again, everything is the same WhatsApp number. Okay, combo packs are also there. Many students are opting for this now. Okay, so the foundation videos, please watch if you are a beginner or 2026 student and all. Start watching with the foundation. Okay, so now the first article, 2023-24 and outlook. Okay, meaning they are just going to summarize. I'll show you in the first starting itself. They are telling the global risk and uncertainties are only likely to increase, and even less safe and uncertain. Okay, that is 2024 will be even less uncertain than the previous 2 years of 2023 and 22. So if you see, complete negativity will be there throughout the article, but bear with me because I have no option. This is what is come in the newspaper today. Okay, complete negativity, but in between that also, whatever needed for your exam, I will try to teach you. Okay, so you know, war in Ukraine is going on since now like almost bigger than a year, more than a year, and then this US elections is going to happen, and in that Biden victory will happen or not, that depends on Russia-Ukraine war also. Okay, because they are fully supporting Ukraine and they are opposing Russia. So what will Ukraine's president take the stand? What will Putin take? Whether they will go for aggressive actions or they will go for desperate measures. This and all is the summary which we have been seeing. Okay, whether anyone will take an extreme step of using nuclear weapons. This and all is like we cannot predict what can happen in the war, but that is all the things going on as of now. Also in the Middle East, because of the Hamas sudden attack, okay, unprovoked assault on Israel. From that day, now they both are also fighting, and more people are entering into the war. So that nexus is getting bigger and bigger in West Asia. Many countries like Iran is involving, Saudi is involving, and Yemen is involving, Lebanon is involving. So everybody are coming, and it's all again because of the West hypocrisy also. The West clearly don't take a stand. Sometimes it will stay in one side. There is no proper distinction between like whether they are opposing Hamas or they are supporting Hamas. It depends on West that time. Based on their agenda, they keep supporting the Europe and USA. So that is why an opposition is building up, that is the Iran, Russia, China nexus is building up, and they are extending its support to West Asia. And nowadays most of the countries in the West are acting independent, meaning they don't want to depend on the West now. Okay, so obviously they will go to where? They will go to Russia and China. So that kind of things should at least warn the West in 2024 that they should see that they don't lose this kind of power everywhere, and even the Indo-China or Indo-Pacific area, they should not lose their balance, or they should not lose this. Okay, because then the entire thing will be then controlled by again Russia and China. Okay, now coming to India, 2024 is a very important year because the general elections, the central elections, prime minister change will happen. So that is going on, and the ruling party as of now is in like full confidence, because even the states where they did not have power, they have won elections in the states, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. So that is the reason they are very hopeful, and mostly they'll come back into power. Then coming to India-China relationships. Okay, India-China relationship, again, it's going to be stalemated, or it's going to be not good. Okay, in each other's point of view, they are always opposing. Whatever China tells, India will oppose. Whatever India tells, China will oppose. So it's never going to be a proper ending to that. Even China already is convinced that India is part of this USA-dominated anti-China alliance, and so China doesn't hope to soften the relationship or build a good friendship with India in any time soon. Okay, then a war is not going to happen. India-China war will not happen because India has its election year also, and India won't want to waste their money on wars at this point of time. Okay, even when Pakistan has provoked India this much, India will never attack them first. Other than these small surgical strikes and things which we don't go for an open war, because we know that is of no use to anyone. Okay, we have already had bad things in the past, like 1962, if you remember. They came and attacked us. That to China that time was going through a failure in their movements and economy and all. That is when they attacked. So this author is warning that now also China's economy is continuing to decline. Their GDP is going down. So just be aware, because we cannot predict what China will do. Okay, because they suddenly will attack or suddenly will do something that it can spoil everybody's peace. Okay, so Russia-China axis is becoming stronger. That also India has to avoid, that India should not allow Russia to get that much close to China, or because of that Russia-India ties should not weaken. That also India should be mindful of. Okay, so these are the warnings the author is giving for India or Indian government in 2024 to take care of. Then they are coming to the immediate neighborhood. Okay, with Afghanistan, after Taliban came and all, there's no proper relationship, or it's like kind of non-existent. Okay, so that will continue in the coming year also. Then Bangladesh, Nepal, Maldives. Maldives, the hot topic going on. It's worsening, and the reason is all these countries are under the pressure of China. They keep telling that keep a distance from India, do less dependence from India. We'll give you all the funding. We'll give you all the development. So China keeps doing this. That is why these neighbors are under pressure. And except UAE, okay, UAE is always India's good friend, but all the other countries, they are trying to break free from the West, West clutches. That's what I told. So obviously they will go towards where? They'll go towards China and Russia, and that is going to harm India. Okay, that is going to harm India. So we told till now about the external things. Now about the internal situation. Okay, in India, what is happening? The ruling party and opposition party, they are preparing for the elections, and they are always opposing each other and always fighting, and they are bringing up this caste issues, when election comes. Okay, the main issues of the common people and all is never talked in the election rallies. They always tell about this people got that much reservation, your people are not getting reservation. It's full caste dominating thing, and that is going to continue for the next 6 months because the major election is coming up. Coming to technology, artificial intelligence will take a big role. This ChatGPT is coming up. All these new technologies are there, and it's going to be coming everywhere. It's going to affect everybody's life, including yours, mine. Everyone is going to depend more on technology in 2024. Okay. Then India, the centralization. Okay, unitary bias is there compared to the federal system. That is more centralization of authorities happening. The center is functioning as if they control everything. These are all statements, as I told, purely like as if the opposition person is speaking. Okay, even the recent breach of security in parliament happened. You know what all happened. Many MPs started misbehaving actually inside the parliament. Then the vice president suspended most of them. So it is like going to continue. Okay, and even governors, especially in Kerala and all, the governor is not in good terms with the chief minister and the legislative, and their issues are going on, and the state and center relations are getting poor. So all these things, you won't see any sign of improvement. 2024 will continue to see similar and more of such events. Okay. So now again about the center and state ties. These opposition parties and ruling party, they feel like their only existence is for opposing each other, okay, and not to play any constructive role. If anything is told or anything is done, even if it is Make in India, if it is Swachh Bharat, anything, without even debating the clauses or anything, they're just telling, okay, it is not good for anything, we have to oppose. So that way, if center and state both are trying to tell that we are the better person, then things won't work. Okay, only if you work together, there will be improved center-state relationship, because wherever center is stronger, state also has its power. Indian federalism is like that only if both together they deliver, a better value proposition will be there for the common people. Okay, so that is why 2024 also, as of now, any change happening is doubtful. It is going to happen the same way, because both forces are at equal kind of play, and it will continue the way it is going on now. Okay, so now the next article, inclusive growth. So first, as I told in the article, because it's all negativity, I will give you a prelims fact. Inclusive Development Index. It is an index by World Economic Forum under their system initiative for shaping the future of economic progress. In 2017 onwards, they started this Inclusive Development Index. So it has 4 pillars: economy, living condition, equality, environment. Okay, UPSC already has asked these kind of factors under index also, not just the person who publishes it. So this is an extra point. This is not there in your newspaper. I will give you such extra facts so that this today's editorial video doesn't go too much philosophical or too much negative. Okay. So this Raghuram Rajan and Rohit Lamba, their one book is there, in which they are again telling something which doesn't make sense. India must give up its policy of this manufacturing or Make in India and jump straight to exporting more of high-end services. Okay, but this is actually surprising, because already India has done something of similar nature in the last 30 years. Okay, you know, we have this basic thing of economy, primary, just give me a second. Primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Okay, so this is the agriculture and mining kind of thing. This is the manufacturing blue collar kind of job, and this is the call centers and IT companies and all the tertiary one. So we already, when China went like this P to S and S to T, India jumped from P to T directly. Okay, we went after the Green Revolution directly, we went to the IT culture or the services sector. Okay, and that is why we could not grow as how China used to grow. But again, Raghuram Rajan is telling, go towards the high-end exporting services kind of thing. Okay, high-end services. So that doesn't make sense, and that's just the beginning of the article. After that, again, he tells about manufacturing also. So here, insufficient jobs and income is the problem of India all the time. Okay, sometimes you have no job, or maybe you have job but you are underpaid. Okay, so now economy of India cannot be in good shape when 60% of its Indians are cutting across caste and religions. Okay, you know, as in the reservation, we have all the kind of reservations, OBC, SC, ST, and EWS, and that is why 60% is coming under reservation only. Under all this, India is never going to have a proper economy growth. That is what this book is telling. And then the same thing, development ladder, once we missed the manufacturing thing in the development ladder, whereas China took it up and China lifted its masses from poverty. Okay, and that is what India is currently doing. And now China, you know, they are the kind of technology champions in whichever manufacturing you take. And India, if you see, invested in our IITs and ISRO and DRDO and all. So IIT built many software capable people and exported them to the world in the form of services and call centers. And even many Indians, you know, became the CEOs of most of the US multinational companies. Okay, Indian space program is also doing good. Okay, but the skills, okay, learning skills and generating decent jobs for the Indian masses, the common people, that we have not succeeded. Okay, that we have not reached, maybe because of the population growth is too much, or anyhow we have not been able to achieve it. And that is what he's pointing it out. Okay, and again, the process of learning, which I also keep telling you, if you continue to learn, you are sure to grow. Okay, you are sure to develop. If you simply depend on your same skill which you have or the same degree which you have, that won't be sufficient. You have to continue your learning process. No matter how many years you gave the same exam or how many jobs you have already worked, you still have to continue your learning. Okay, so in India that is not happening. People are not learning. People are not ready to invest in skills. So that is what Raghuram Rajan is telling, that agriculture worker, okay, one agriculture worker is willing to apply his intelligence and labor to a new job. Okay, suppose one job he has to shift and go to another job. He's not going to learn any new skill for that. Okay, whatever he already has, that with little bit extra. Okay, meaning in his next job, though different in content, must be close enough to his capability for him to take the leap from one to other. Okay, and then continue to increase the skills on the job. Okay, after getting the job, there he will try to learn little more. So like that, and one more condition is there, it should be near his house, near his present habitation. Okay, then he will save living cost too. So this is the model which India is now going on. Most of the people in rural areas and everywhere, this is what is happening. They are not learning new things. Maybe they don't have the opportunity to learn. Maybe they don't know how to learn it. So that is why India should create more opportunity for these people within their system, within their area. There should be an economic activity web which you should create, that they can do every growth within their area itself. They don't have to worry about new learnings. They don't have to worry about new areas. It should be all done there itself. That is the suggestion which Raghuram Rajan is doing. Okay, this manufacturing, again, he's telling manufacturing is needed, value adding service is needed, but it's not mandatory that manufacturing happen only in big smartphone factory, or it happens, value adding happens only in large software factories. Okay, it can happen in the rural areas. It can happen in and around the farms. It can happen in the small labor intensive, low capital enterprises. So that agriculture related itself, as I told, you can make a web of economy and there itself make a value add for agriculture product locally. Okay, so we have this already, vocal for local and many things and all. So not sure why this economists are recommending that as if nothing is being done. Okay, many things at the local level is being done. Even in villages for the women and all, this Lakpati Didi scheme and many things where the SHG groups are being asked to come forward, and many you would have seen the Prime Minister himself going and doing lot of things so that the rural people come into the mainstream economy. Okay, so this trillions of dollars GDP doing everything is fine, but if it is not inclusive, if it is not sustainable, then it will not be successful is what he is suggesting, and that is correct also. That is why many things are happening, but maybe economists are not happy with the pace at which it is happening, and so he selling. India cannot afford to neglect its small scale and informal manufacturing sector any longer. Factories requires more capital and more financial things and all. So you should ideally try to invest in the rural areas and the places where people are actually looking for jobs and income. Okay, this is what is his suggestion. He's telling make more for India in India. Okay. So investing in this high-end manufacturing, these things and all is not going to benefit the masses. So you should do something in the local web. Okay, same thing is again repeated, and he's telling India has limited financial capacity. India cannot afford, more import will not increase. This is why I told it's a complete negative article. If you want points for criticism of anything in your GS3 paper and all, this is the best article you will get. Okay, because complete negativity about India is told here. So more imports will not increase the well-being of Indian citizens. Foreign direct investment will not boost growth if it does not increase employment soon. Okay, policy makers must reimagine the path. They should get down into this inclusive economic growth. Okay, the word inclusive will be there in your mains question paper, so be ready for this. Okay, it will be definitely there. I have taught you in my foundation video also that it's repeatedly asked. Okay, inclusive growth, inclusive development, inclusive sustainable growth. So he's again telling there are no shortcuts. China has once grown, but that is not how a world is behaving now. Global economy is not growing that way. So India, if want to meet its needs, okay, you have to take advantage of this opportunity now and make more for India in India. Okay, so this caption you can also use in your answers, in your GS3 answers, especially economy, and also in GS1 where it is asking for inclusive growth. Okay, so now this is the conclusion of that article, and we will go to the final article. And this already in mains a question has come, UPSC mains 2016, women empowerment in India needs gender budgeting. What are the requirements and status of gender budgeting in the Indian context? Okay, this is one way of asking it, because here they already established the statement that women empowerment in India needs gender budgeting. Sometimes UPSC will ask like, do you think that India needs gender budgeting or not? Okay, that way also they can ask. So what is this gender budgeting? Again, beyond the newspaper, this is not there in the Hindu today. So it is something like you are addressing the gender disparity, the male, female, or the man, woman, that issue. So how you will do it? You will design policies or legislations which are gender sensitive, which has programs and allocations of resources, everything related to considering both the male and female. Okay, it can be in the full stretch, the implementation, the execution, the auditing, everything should take into consideration that factor also. Simply don't allocate budget like, okay, this much crore for education. Instead, how much will be given for male, how much will be given for female. Same like that if it's for defense, if it's for jobs, if it's for manufacturing, everything you should consider the gender, this thing also. Okay. So it is not creating a separate budget, but seeking actions on the specific needs of the woman. Okay. So again, it should monitor the expenditure, everything in perspective of the gender bias also. So government budget internally should have a dissection, even though it's not explicit, but internally it should have a commitment that gender differentiation will be considered, and based on that the fund allocation and the implementation will happen. This is the basic thing about gender budgeting. So this will come in today's article. That is why I just gave you a heads up. Okay, so now G20 summit happened, and then there also they had a declaration that a working group on the empowerment of women will be set up. But again, this is written by opposition leader, opposition one of the person. That is why it will be full negative again. Okay, so working group, they're telling many things you have made in the past also, you never implement it. Sustainable development goal always have specific target to address gender gap, but they themselves in every declaration tells that we are in the midway of this SDG goals, and you have just like reached 12% of the target. That means you are simply putting everything in paper and never going to implement it. Okay, so the opening line itself is a complete negativity. Now after that, we encourage women-led development everywhere, but what does it actually mean? That nobody tells. There is no definition written in any of your declarations. Okay, these phrases like women-led development are used by the leaders, but they don't describe the parameters. They don't tell what are the factors. So how is it different from this non-woman-led development which you till now did? Okay, how will you define it? Where is the definition for it? Where is the parameter for this? That is what the author is asking. So now the truth is that the development models which the West people have till now adopted, and that is what India also will copy it and then do it in our own fashion. So these things which is claimed by the West and all has never achieved anything. Okay, there is inequalities between the rich and the poor, or whether the men and the women in USA, even between the white and the blacks. Everywhere this is still going on. So in what way are you going to adopt more and more of these development models of the West, and why do you continue to believe in this trickle-down theory? Trickle-down theory means you do development for some part of the community, then you believe that it will trickle down to the masses also. Okay, meaning you give all the bank, this tax concessions, everything for the rich people or the business people, and you hope that they will generate employment and they will give a free movement of finance capital, they will do good for the poor people. So that trickle down doesn't work anymore according to the author. Okay, and he's telling this no governance is good governance model. That is what they think, meaning nothing is done properly and it's like a no governance, and you think this is called good governance. Okay, and you are privatizing more and more industries. So you can see the language is kind of 99% suiting with what the opposition would tell about the present government. Okay, so G20 also, the author is reiterating the same commitment that we should bring in more and more private enterprise. So how does this all fit in, or where does the woman-led development fit in all these things? Because the author doesn't see any particular specialty being done or anything special done for the woman. Okay, even the PIB which came recently, it is told that many schemes are there for like the heading is this thing. Okay, from woman development to woman-led development. So heading is fine, schemes are fine, but where is it getting implemented is what the author is asking again. Okay. So gender budget in India, when did it start? It started in 2005-2006, and it has two parts. Okay, the part A will have all the schemes which is 100% for women. Okay, all the schemes are 100% for women, maybe maternity related or anything like that, which is 100% for women. And part B will be including government schemes where at least 1/3 of the fund, 1/3 of the expenditure is for women. Okay, meaning 30% to 33% is for women, means then it is under part B. So this is the basic about gender budget in India. Since 2005 it is there, and author is again not happy that this is not changed. Okay, they are telling there is no substantial increase in the gender budget since its inception. It's always remained 4 to 6% of the overall budget. Okay, they are telling last year it was 5.2%, and now in 2023-24 it has made 5%. So it's again going down. Okay, and also there is much bigger this thing, the part A, which is 100% women, right? That is always having lesser weightage compared to the part B. Okay, that means 100% schemes for women are lesser. That number also they have given here. This year 39% of this is part A and 61% is part B of the gender budget. So where are you telling that there is like woman-led development? This phrase, what validity does it have? So like that they are pointing out all the things which is happening in India. Now even the economic independence of women, they are telling. The woman in the waged work, the share has reduced. 21.9% was the count in 2018. Now it has become only 15.9%. Okay, and whatever woman is working is all in the government flagship scheme like Manrega or Swachh Bharat and all. They are working there, and most of like crores of women are employed as in Anganwadis, Asha workers and midday meal schemes and these kind of employment where they don't get much allowances or the benefits of a government employee. Okay, they are not even treated or considered as a proper government employee which has a lot of perks and allowances and benefits. Okay, so that wages are very less, even less than the minimum wages. That is all pointed out by the author here, and many points here is correct and you can use in the exam also because it's all all quoting the correct reports which came out in within India only, the PLFS or the Periodic Labor Force Survey. So you can quote all this. Okay, even in agriculture, the women's percentage is increasing. So increasing means what? Because most of the agriculture is like family farms only. That means they are working as unpaid without any wage. So that again, increasing in women's share in agriculture is a bad sign. Okay, so the budgetary allocation which you are doing for Manrega also, that is going down year on year. It is cut by the central government. So it's all having a negative impact on women, who is like 50 to 80% of the workers in most of the states. Okay, and it's affecting even the socially deprived categories like Dalits and Adivasis because of the brunt of the economic policies of the center. This is like pure opposition language. Okay, you should not use such language in your answers, but you can use the data whatever is given. Okay, and this is a corporate-led development, certainly not a woman-led development. So as I told, today was a very negative thing. I couldn't give you any positive information here, but I gave you a lot of definitions like what is gender budget, what is inclusive development index, and what is the outlook of 2024, and many issues which are going on. So it would have been a summary for most of you. So we'll see that every day we cover like this so that you don't miss out on anything. Okay, these are all missed episodes, and still I'm doing because any question which comes, you should have enough data to write, and I want all of you to clear in this attempt itself. Okay, that is why I'm telling prelims, try to make it strong. You have only 140 days now. Next week we are starting the 132-day timetable. I want you to come and join, and also the full pack students get the goodies also, and try to study every day. Okay, no matter how less you are studying, some days maybe you are busy, you are sick, or you are any commitments will be there, but still continue to study. Okay, because every day those who study, this year or the next year, you will definitely pass, or your knowledge will be so much that you can even go into become a UPSC teacher also. Okay, it's like not like always everybody will become that IAS IPS itself. Okay, because there are only, you know, how many are there, 1,000 people reaches the final thing in the list. In that also 300-400 people only will get that IAS IPS. And also don't think like IAS IPS alone is your goal. It should be like increasing knowledge, increasing your skills, and then getting successful in life. Okay, and then with that skills, helping others with the same thing which you will do even after becoming an IAS and IPS. So follow us on Instagram also, and WhatsApp. Always be in touch. We put a lot of status and information for you. I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.